In this video, we'll discuss how the ears relate to the kidneys, as well as how large and small ears relate to risk-taking. Enjoy. Hey everybody, let's talk about the ears. We don't always think about the ears as a part of the face, but the way the Chinese think about it is it's attached to the head. So technically it's a part of the face. But we want to pay attention to the ears because the ears are reflective of kidney function and the energetic size to a degree of the kidneys. So why is this relevant? The kidneys are the source of all yin and yang in the body. So we want to think of that polarity, fire and water. That's the way to think about it. The fire can be conceptualized as bioelectricity, and the water is the fluids in the body. You can think of synovial fluid, you can think of blood, you can think of lymph. It's called Jin Ye in Chinese. So it's these fluids in the body that we want to pay attention to. So the kidneys are seen as the source of all of that. And the size of the ears are going to reflect some of the kidney energetics. So some things to think about. The larger the ears, it's said that the more risk-taking capacity the person has. The reason for this is because the kidneys regulate fear, panic, and dread on the negative side, and then awe, wonderment, and fascination about the great beyond. And so the thinking is that if you have big ears, you have the capacity to dive into those depths without getting as scared as the average person. Now, risk-taking can come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. It's not always physical. It's not always about physical risk. It can be about sexual risk. It can be about financial risk. It can be about bending the rules or breaking the rules a little bit in the right context to get things done and being comfortable with that. So you want to think big ears, big risk-taking. The smaller the ears, typically the more cautious the person, the more the reserved they are with their kidney energy, and they're not going to be able to wield as much of those kidney dynamics around as the people with the big ears. Now, if you take a look at UFC fighters, just do a little Google imaging searching and start looking at UFC fighters. Look at these fighters, look at wrestlers, look at Greco-Roman wrestlers. Notice how big their ears are. Now, it's not always the case. You can never attach a feature to one group of people and always assume that it's going to be accurate across the board. It's not. But pay attention to this. Look at your friends, look at your family members, look at the people who are the stockbrokers and the people that are taking some risks financially. Take a look at their ears. So we want to think of this also. The kidneys and the ears look alike. So if you put a side-by-side comparison of the kidneys and the ears, you're going to see that they are similar in shape. And so the thinking is that the ears are basically an external marker or an external reflection of the internal kidney or kidneys. So again, big ears, think big kidneys. With big kidneys comes big energetics of the kidneys also. So these are conceptual ideas. Don't think of literally big, like physically big kidneys. It just means that the energy of the kidneys is a bit larger. The other thing you want to think about is when we see big ears, this relates to the water element. So the water element, it's about deep knowing. It's about being. It's about the depth of life, looking into the things below the surface, not being superficial, moving like water, being adaptable. So if you see a person with big ears, I have my beanie on right now, but I've got pretty sizable ears thanks to my mom's side, the German side. And so if you look at my life, the things I'm into, I teach Tai Chi weekly. I teach Qigong weekly. I am into face reading. I'm into seasonal adaptation, paying attention to the soft rhythms. I was almost a religious studies major in school and switched to art. So I was never going to be a priest or anything like that, but I thought about it in high school. That was like a passing phase. It was about a week. but it was this need to look at things a bit deeper. I like reading philosophy. I like going in that direction. So the thing to think about is the water element. The kidneys are related. Big ears, big kidneys, big fear dynamics. That means you're going to be able to handle risk, handle fear, and digest it better than the average person. But this is something to pay attention to. So people with the small ears, yeah, they're more cautious. They're going to go a bit slower. They might be a lot more reserved with how they wield their energy and how much energy they have throughout their day-to-day life. And that's not a bad thing. You just have to remember, look at people's ears so you have a framework for how they're wired to a degree. And that will help you navigate your life a bit better, navigate people a bit better, and know yourself a bit better. All right, y'all, take care.